I have a cake shop. It's called Cakery. It is right behind this wall. I'm going to show you how we stack and layer and get really nice smooth icing on our cakes. So this is a lemon curd layer cake, and let's just get straight into it. Unfortunately, this is harder than it looks. So you want to start off with some really good equipment. I have a turntable here that spins, a non-slip grip mat, and that means when you put your cake board down and you're moving it around, it's not going to slide off when you're spinning the turntable. Okay, so to stack this cake, I'm going to fill it with cream cheese icing in the center and then do a vanilla buttercream on the outside. So what I like to do is pipe the icing on. So just cut the top of your piping bag off. Make sure you get rid of that bit of plastic, because if you just leave it lying around, it will end up in your baking. I have a 1A open circle nozzle, which I'm going to put into the piping bag. Remember, you can always cut more of the piping bag off. You can't put it back on, so just do a small cut. You want the piping bag to go about halfway in between the nozzle. I have some cream cheese icing here that I've made. All of the links to the recipes will be in the description. So have a C shape in your piping bag, and then put the icing in and scrape it down the side of your thumb through the bag. So what you need to do first is secure the cake a little bit to the cake board too. So just put a tiny bit of icing onto the cake board and then grab your first layer. Make sure it's in the center and then just press it down gently. Give it a little bit of a wiggle and then it will adhere to the board with that icing. So ready for your first layer. Go around the edge of the cake. I leave about 1/2 centimetre from the cake, because when you press down the next layer, it will spread a tiny bit. So I like to use a piping bag, because then you know you're going to have the same amount of icing in between each layer. So this is a small offset palette knife. Even for big cakes, I find this is the easiest one to work with. You've got a lot of stability and you can move it where you like, so you have control. So just make it nice and flat. Because this is a lemon cake, I am going to put a little bit of curd in the center. If you put it too close to the outside, it may ooze out, or if you put too much in, it might make the layers slide. So I know it looks real stingy, but it's just not worth the risk. So I'm just making a little divot in the center there. It's almost like a little swimming pool ready for its lemon curd. So it's just a couple of tablespoons of lemon curd. And then grab your next layer. I've put a lemon syrup on this cake, that's why it's a bit sticky, because I've added that syrup. I like to get my hands and press them to the sides of the cake like that. Yeah, so sometimes you get tins that are slightly bigger than others, even though they're both 7-inch tins. That's okay, because we're going to ice the sides and you won't be able to tell later. And we'll go onto our next layer of icing. Do it from the top and then just go right around again, and then back in with your offset palette knife, making it nice and flat. And then make your little swimming pool again for your lemon curd. We're going to put heaps on top too, so you don't have to worry about feeling stingy, because lemon curd is so flavorful anyways. You don't actually need too much. Okay, so for the top layer, I am going to flip it over and press it down gently. So now this needs to go in the fridge to set for about 15 minutes. You want the cream cheese icing to firm up, so then when you go to ice it, it's not going to move and your layers are going to stay in place. While this is in the fridge, you can make your buttercream for the outside. Now the cake is chilled enough, we can do a crumb coat now. The thing is, I know cream cheese is more delicious as an icing, but it will never be stable enough to ice around the outside of the cake. That's why we only fill the center with cream cheese icing, and then I have a buttercream for the outside. If you tried to use cream cheese icing, it would start to ooze, the layers would move, and it would just not look very nice. I have a nice flat cake scraper. It's got one nice flat side. It's what you want. You can get a lot of metal ones like that too, which work really well. So what I like to do is put the icing in the center of the cake, get your small offset palette knife again. And then what you want to do is push the icing towards the edge. I have the palette knife flat the whole time, thumb and finger on each side, and then my index finger just kind of on top. And you always want to relax your wrist, keep it flat, and do big sweeping movements. The more relaxed you are, the easier this is. And also, you have to do it as fast as you can too, because if you muck around with the icing, it starts to set, it gets harder and harder to work with, and then you just get angry and you want to throw the whole thing out. So remember, this is just a crumb coat. It's used to seal in any crumbs, and we're going to do a final layer of icing, so that's when we're going to get it nice and smooth. At this point, you don't really need to worry. So start at the top, have the palette knife completely vertical now, and do small little movements and push the icing all the way to the bottom. And then start again. We're going to move around the whole cake. Push more icing off the top and all the way to the bottom. I'm actually being quite firm with the palette knife. I am directing the icing to where I want it to go. So yeah, get it in there. If you find you run out of icing, put a bit more on top and then push it down the sides. I find if you're trying to scoop icing out onto the cake on the side, it will fall off. So this way you've got more control. Okay, now the cake is completely covered. You want to get your left hand or your less dominant hand and put it on the other side of the turntable. So if you are left-handed, just do the opposite to what I'm doing. It would be your right hand at 9 o'clock. Okay, so what you want to do is keep the scraper completely vertical, and then you're going to do a big circle motion and bring them back together on the other side. What you also have to remember is to have your shoulders back. You want to stay as straight as possible, because if you're hunching over it, you're not going to get a nice straight cake. So over the top, cake scraper. You can hold the board if you need to, but the non-slip mat should be enough. Applying pressure. I roll the turntable onto my elbow because your arm's not long enough to go right the way around. I find that if you go around and roll it down your arm, then you can do the icing in one sweep and then you won't get any jaggedy edges. So we're going to do that again. So 3 o'clock, bring your scraper to meet the middle, applying pressure. So after 2, remember this is just a crumb coat, you're going to be a painter and plasterer. So we have some little holes in the icing, so just grab some on your palette knife and just fill them in. So the aim of the game for this step is to just do a thin layer of icing. You'll still be able to see the cake layers, but this is really setting yourself up well for that final layer of icing to get it nice and smooth. Okay, now we can do that again. Less dominant arm over the top. Go right around, rolling it onto your arm. And one more. At this point, I'm just going to clean the tops. So get your palette knife, have it completely flat. Start from the outside and just pull in. And scrape the icing off onto your mixer bowl. See by the texture of the icing, it's starting to set on top of the cake. When you're at home, you don't really want it to get to this point. You want to do it as fast as possible, so try not to overthink it, just get it done. And so now I'm going to do one final sweep of the icing. Sweet, so that can go in the fridge now for 5 minutes. You just want the icing to slightly firm up. You don't want it too freezing cold, or else the final layer of icing will set too quickly. So just enough that you can touch it once it's been in the fridge and it won't stick to your fingers. So yeah, 5 minutes will do. The cake is in the fridge still. I'm gonna get it out shortly, but before I do that, I'm going to mix the buttercream again. So see when it sits there, it forms quite big air bubbles. So I'm just gonna mix it on a low speed to break those bubbles. If you tried to ice the cake like this, it would look like shit. So yeah, you just, as soon as it starts to firm up, you need to get it on the mixer again and make it nice and smooth. So I'm gonna do that. It will be light and fluffy. Okay, I'm gonna grab the cake. If you're in a cold area and your icing feels really firm, what you can do too is run some hot water around the outside of your bowl and then give it a mix again and you almost melt it kind of slightly. Actually, this has firmed up a little bit. Warm that bowl back up. It does start to melt the edges, so then just put it back onto your mixer and then it'll be smoother and a little bit thinner and easier to ice. Feels way better. And you also just learn the feeling of the icing through practice. So we're gonna repeat the process, put some more icing on top of the cake, spread it around, and then pushing it down at the sides. So you want about 1/2 centimetre of icing. So start at the top again, small sweeping movements right to the bottom of the cake and go around and do it as quickly as possible. If you muck around, it'll be harder and harder to get smooth. If you're wondering how deep your icing is on the top of the cake, I like to just get my palette knife and you can just press it down until you reach the bottom of the cake. You have to practice, don't expect to be able to do this on the first go, or even the second go. Build the whole thing in. Same again, less dominant hand over top. So at this point, we don't want to scrape the icing off, we almost want to press it into the cake. So I have my scraper as close to the cake as possible. I'm trying to like press it in. So now we're going to fill in those gaps again. And yeah, working as fast as possible now. If you see any air bubbles, they will pop as you scrape around, so just put a bit of icing on top of them. I'm just going to put a bit more icing down around the bottom of the cake. Sometimes you'll see yourself kind of angling to the top. You don't want that. At some point too, you just have to call it. Like you might have a few little air bubbles, but the thing is that if you keep filling them in and going around, the icing is going to set more and more. So if you've got one air bubble, it's probably, you might as well just leave it there. So we'll clean the top. Just roughly, we will clean the top once it's fully set. So I like to make the cake to this point the day before and then decorate it the next day. Or you could like do this in the morning and then finish it off in the afternoon. Okay, I'm gonna clean the tops once it's set. You do that with a sharp knife and you almost like cut the icing off. Just rotate your cake scraper and clean the bottom of the board. I like to stick things to the bottom of the cake because it hides any imperfections, and also I feel like it just balances out the cake better. So if you want to put like, this is crushed meringues, or if you want to put sprinkles or lollies or chocolate shavings, anything around the bottom, you have to do it at this point, because if you put it back into the fridge and the icing sets, nothing is going to stick and it's just going to fall off. And if you put something around the bottom, it's a good way to cover up any air bubbles, because say if I had one there, you could just go a little bit higher and just chuck a bit of meringue in there. Naturally, you do kind of angle the cake scraper, even when you're trying to be as straight as possible. So this almost levels it out too. It doesn't make it look as skew. Okay, now I'm gonna put that into the fridge until I'm ready to decorate it. So yeah, you could do this up to this stage the day before, or in the morning, or a couple of hours before. So you always want to make sure you make the cake the day before though, because if the cake is too fresh and too soft, it is so unstable and it will just break and slide everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna grab the cake out of the oven. I'm not, it's in the fridge. I have the rest of my buttercream in here with the 1M open star piping nozzle. I'm just going to decorate it around the outside. Shut up. Just squeezing. Oh, perfect. Nothing better than getting it right around the top. I like to do a drizzle over the top too. If there's any ugly bits of icing, let the lemon curd drizzle down. Just going to put the meringues on top. Dehydrated lemon slices. I like to put them in different directions. And then in the spaces of the and where there's any gaps, just fill it with some more crushed meringue. Okay, and I've got some edible flowers here. So I have mint sprigs, technically not a flower, it's a herb, but I'm gonna put that on. Some alyssum, which is the little cute white flowers, and then these are 2 big pansies. I'm gonna separate them and break them off. So I always like to work in uneven numbers for this too. I'm gonna do 5. This is a 7-inch cake, so 5 looks good. If it was a 9-inch cake, then I would do 7, so always uneven. So whenever you're picking your flowers, you want to make sure you pick the whole stem, and that way the plant knows to send up another shoot and grow another flower. If you pick it at the top and leave all of the stems on the plant, then it will produce less flowers. And because I'm always using a couple of different flowers, I like to work from opposite sides and go around. Because if you just start from one side and work your way around, you're gonna have one type of flower here, one that's a little bit different, and then another different one. So if you go opposite sides, then you avoid that from happening. And also turn the petals around. So what I like to do first, before I pull a piece out, is cut straight through the cake. Because if you don't do that, sometimes you can pull a bit out of the cake slice as you're grabbing that first one. Give it a little wiggle. Oh yeah. Nice. Okay, so there we have it. So we've got our 3 layers of cake. Got that little bit of lemon curd in the center, cream cheese icing, the buttercream on the outside that is kind of leveled it all off, and it's nice and smooth. Perfect. Perfect amount of lemon curd. Just enough in the center.